What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and we are just on the backside of a Nintendo Direct, the final Nintendo Direct, funny enough, for the original Nintendo Switch, which is a bit bittersweet. Kind of neat to see. There was a lot to discuss in regards to the Nintendo Direct specifically. I am hyped for the Dragon Quest game. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm old school, like super old school gamer, and I hunted down original Dragon Quest 1 on Dragon Warriors, they called it over here, on the NES many years ago. Complete in box, whole thing. So I'm hyped for that. But of course, we need to talk about Pokemon. We got a look at PLZA, and it is a little bit more was given to us here, and I wasn't actually expecting that. I was really just expecting them to recycle the same content we got before. But let's kind of jump in here and like deep dive on this sucker, because there is a bit to actually discuss. Let's see here. All right, so just kicking it off, we're just going to kind of pause periodically. So right out of the gate, Mega Salamence. Just they open up with Mega Salamence. Now, this kind of goes back to what I've been talking about, those raids incoming. Not next week, but the week after, we are getting a Salamence raid. And as I said, Tyranitar Megas, Salamence Megas, Metagross Megas. I would be shocked if all these raids reading right now weren't Megas that you can bring into PLZA. Once again, though, you probably won't be able to bring them in right out of the gate. This is something that's going to take months to open up. But once it does, you're going to have these beautiful, crazy 6 IV Pokemon that you can bring in and Mega and raid with. It'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah, there is that. There's a couple other mechanic things we're going to talk about, but we're just going to analyze the beginning here. Okay, Pinsir. Now, I looked at that Pinsir a couple times. I don't think that was a Mega Pinsir, but that is okay. That is a Mega Gallade. Check it out. So look really closely here. You can see how the cape floats. He's got the gem and the shield, and the dead giveaway is like the pointed crest on the top of his head. That is a Mega Gallade against a regular Haunter, but later on we will see a Mega... there he is. Mega Gengar. So, yeah. Now, I've analyzed this, and I've looked through this time and time again. I did not see any new Megas, at least that I was able to kind of surmise from this little leak here. That was Kangaskhan, and it was just a flash. I had to look at it a couple times. Here, let me see if we can back up a little bit. There's Gallade... Gengar. Yeah, hard to see there. We'll try it one more time. So, there we go. Yeah, so that is a Mega Kangaskhan. You know it's Mega just because her Joey is out. Other than that, I see really the only difference visually between Kangaskhan and the Mega. I think that Joey might be a little bit more, I don't know, evolved. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But then, of course, that was a Mega Gyarados as well. So let's kind of go back here, and we'll go over the difference. There we go. It's really hard to see, but you see kind of like the red here on the side and how the fins are out. And not only its positioning, because the Mega Gyarados is more like, he's a chonky boy, but he's like a chunky, I don't know, he's not, like serpent-like anymore. He's just like a slug. I don't have a better way to word that. He's a slug. But with fins and all that kind of stuff. So, but that is 100% Mega Gyarados. But unfortunately, like I said, I did not see any Megas in here that we didn't previously have in other games. So, so these are probably just cutscenes right here, or like demos or something like that. I don't think this is going to be actual gameplay. It looks too good to be gameplay on an original Switch hardware. Plus, I can't imagine being able to control the camera like that. It just doesn't seem realistic. Okay, here's our starters. We still haven't gotten a huge amount about the starters. They haven't revealed their final forms yet, which tells me they probably do have some kind of a regional form, which is going to be awesome. I do have shinies of each one of these from the original games, so I'm going to be bringing those in later on once Pokemon Home opens up. But yeah, that is, we haven't, I don't think we saw even the next evolution, which does lead me to believe that they probably are getting some kind of a regional form, which would be fantastic. You know, these are the whole reason they're doing them is because these are mon that haven't gotten a lot of love. So, or well, haven't gotten a lot of love from the other games. Obviously, fans are. I mean, Chikorita and for Alligator specifically are like well known, well loved, but Typing for to a lesser extent, it hasn't been around as long. Okay, we do have Panseer, so I'm guessing if Panseer is here, the rest of the elemental monkeys are. Not a whole heck of a lot going on here. They're just kind of showing you this is what it's going to look like during the daytime, because once the sun goes down, you are going to get something really interesting here. So, remember, we saw this before. We have these gates, and we have like these areas where you can go in and you can just catch mon during the day. Once again, nothing huge. This isn't like a a groundbreaking thing. Notice we have Pinsir there. Let's see. So we're gonna go over here and just catch this mon. And it does look like Legends Arceus, where you actually could go around and like surprise them and get attacked. And there's just, I mean, a number of situations here. The booger. If you don't get that reference, you're not watching your Cage Logs. And of course, we already knew you could go up to the roof here and catch the name. Steelix, love it, absolutely love it. So far so good, right? Stuff we've known, nothing really new here. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because as the lights go down, as the lights dim, everything changes. Notice the gates are a lot different, and they kind of have that logo on them from the city. Basically, once the lights go down, once nighttime falls, basically everything becomes. They call it Royale. I don't know if it's a full-on battle royale, but it does seem to be some kind of a tournament, and other trainers will be able to challenge you. So it's kind of like where you can go in the wild and run into other trainers. It seems like that's going to be mostly like done here in the evening time, and it's all tournament based. You actually start at like level Z and work your way up to A. So here's Mega Evolutions. There we go. We have Mega Alakazam. Boom. I don't know why that person didn't mega their Gardevoir, but that's the thing, I guess. And look at that. So rank up to rank Y. So like I said, you're going to be able to basically rank all the way up to rank A. And here in a minute, a couple of the trainers talk about, when I achieve rank A. So essentially, this is this game's version of where you normally go around, fight trainers, fight gyms, and things like that. It seems like you're just going to basically be ranking up 26 times until you're like top of the class. So it's a whole different system. Remember back to Legends Arceus, you didn't have gyms, you didn't have all that stuff. You basically had to like go back to your, I can't remember the character's name, but anyway, go back essentially to the city and check in and, this is all the one I fought, this is who I fought, here's what's going on, and you got your star rankings. Essentially, this is that same concept. It's a deviation from the standard protocol of just running gym to gym to gym. It's going to be a little more open, a little more. I say open, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not open world per se. It's that semi-open world where you actually have the ability to go here, go there, and kind of do what you want. You could do that a little bit with Scarlet and Violet, but it's still a little more formulaic. Here, you just get more options, which I kind of do like personally. All right, let's move on. So he's like, I'm going to reach rank A. Yeah, there you go. Everyone's looking to reach rank A. So that should tell you a little bit about what's going on here. Just not a whole heck of a lot new here, aside from just some battle animations and things like that. And I think it looks really, the Eternal Floette and, of course, Zygarde. We did see in the last trailer that you're going to more or less have the ability to collect Zygarde cells, it seems. That's not confirmed, but that does seem to be what it is. Kind of like going back to Legends Arceus, where you collect wisps and things like that. So, yeah. Now, what was that? Let's go back here for a second. So, Lucario was fighting. What is that? Huh. I'm drawing a blank of what that is. It's also really early in the morning. I practically just woke up for this event. So, yeah. Yeah, unless that's that looks like it's something special. That looks like that's going to be about raids per se, because obviously he's lonesome there, but some kind of a boss battle or something that you're going to have to take down. So that's going to be something special, I'm going to presume, for this game, and that's kind of like the going mystery, I guess, at this point. But there you guys go. Legends ZA. Unfortunately, they didn't give us anything new here. They just said available late 2025. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say probably it's going to be like November, December time. I was really hoping much earlier than that. Initially, we were thinking it'd be like a launch game for the Switch 2. I recommended that personally. I thought it'd be a launch game for the Switch 2. I thought that'd be really cool. But at the end of the day, it does kind of make sense for them to launch it on the old hardware. I've gushed about that, but the long and the short of it is not everyone's going to be able to get a Switch 2. Like, that's just the reality. Not everyone is going to even have the ability to go into a store and find a Switch 2 at all, period. Like, it's just not going to be a thing. So we'll find out on Wednesday of next week what's up with the Switch 2, and we'll talk about that here. We really haven't hyped that a whole heck of a lot. Maybe we'll drop some more videos on, speculation and hype, but we know that everything will be known basically in about 6 days. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to talk about all that. Like, share, comment. Let me know if you're hyped for this. I think it looks gorgeous. I'm stoked for this game. I am so excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. And we've been talking about it for a long time. There's been a lot of leaks, a lot of speculation. We talked about, the potential megas. Unfortunately, nothing really new here aside from that little mystery bit at the end, but we'll have to kind of cross that bridge. I'm trying to think if that's like this game's version of Spiritomb, but I'm thinking more that's probably just kind of hinting at like the big mid-game event, the equivalent of the alphas or whatnot that we got in the last game. So we'll have to see. I don't know. This could be so many situations. Anyway, like, comment, share, and we'll catch you guys again real soon.